Hello everyone. Come on in, get settled in. Settle into your comfort, to your desire, to your awareness. Welcome to Heart Chakra Medium. My name is Flo, and I look forward to connecting to your heart, welcoming your desire, connecting to the heart of your loved ones, and being the heart medium for you today. So first of all, wanted to thank you for being in my community. You are the reason why I am here, why I have a channel here on YouTube, why I do what I do. And I just wanted you to know that I am grateful for you. And I thank you for this beautiful opportunity that is presented here for me to engage with, to partner, and may this reading bring you the comfort, first of all, the comfort, the clarity, and the closure that you may need today. So let's begin. For this reading, we are going to connect to your departed father. This channel seems to have gained the community and traction through the reading that I've done, that most of you connected to, which is the mediumship reading on your departed deceased father. So I will continue to channel that. It is both your desire and your father wanting to come through that is allowing those readings to connect to those of you who are needing them in this season, in this moment, on your journey of grief and healing. All right, so go ahead and continue to welcome your heart's desire, however way you need to connect, to let your father know that I am listening, I am here, I am welcoming your presence. So I have a father who's coming through who was a smoker. To some of you, your father passed on because of the heavy smoking that he's done. To some of you, your father quit prior to him passing on, so you were able to experience that. He was able to experience that, a different version of himself without the smoking. To some of you, your father actually passed on because of the smoking. So something about his lungs that has collapsed. And to some of you, your father is pointing out that you actually have inherited his smoking, his behavior, that to some of you it's an addiction. Some of you are in the process of quitting smoking. So there's something about the smoking that your father is wanting to point out here. However way, I may not be able to call out every different scenarios, but your father is wanting to speak on the smoking, both that he was a smoker or he experienced smoking, as well as some of you've actually inherited that. Some of you're just smoking right now, and your father was never really a smoker. None of your family, you don't even recall, you don't think that anybody in your family smoked, but you're smoking right now. So however way, once again, you identify, relate to a smoke. Some of you, there is somebody in your family that is a smoker. It's not your father, it's not you, but so it seems like your father is wanting to talk about smoking or use that as a connection point in this mediumship reading. I'm seeing gatherings around the campfire. Either to some of you, it's a memory that you enjoyed, that you love with your father. To some of you, actually don't have good memory around campfire. If anything, I'm seeing like there's some disconnect or some anger. To some of you, it's actually an analogy or about fire and anger that your father is wanting to point out as a connection point. Some of you are, during this time, you are actually at camping and you're probably watching this reading on your phone is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing somebody watching the reading on their phone. So once again, continue to welcome whatever is connecting to your heart. When we're doing this beginning of the reading, it's I may not say all of it, but if you feel connected and feel drawn however way, please engage with that. If memory is coming to your awareness right now. So I'm starting to feel sensitive in my awareness. So I believe your father is wanting to point out that some of you are feeling their presence right now, and they're wanting to thank you, first of all, for being sensitive to their presence. They're saying, thank you, daughter. Thank you, son. I know most of you that are drawn to me are female, but some of your father are connecting to their son, so they are here. So I'm feeling grief and sorrow as well. So your father is wanting to let you know he is comforting you in this moment. Some of you, his passing was so recent, and he's wanting to let you know that he doesn't want to bypass the heaviness of your humanity, of grief right now. He wants to let you know that I understand, I am here, I am sorry I can't physically be there to comfort you, but I am here. I see you, I love you. So I'm seeing a woman right now, like, just, I apologize, the word just can be insensitive sometimes, it sounds, so I'm sorry, but I see a woman and she is really feeling heavy in her heart, hysterically crying. It seems like you cannot stop crying, and I'm sensing this is both right now as you're hearing the sound of my voice, as well as at the passing of your father. It was so sudden, it was so heavy for you, and you are really having a tough time. You're struggling, you're having a hard time right now, and still having a hard time. You don't know how to, you feel like you don't know how you're going to get through and get by. So you may or may not be feeling your father right now, but I see your father putting his arms around you. And this both could have happened, a memory in your life where your father tend to do that when you are expressing your sadness, your sorrow, and now that he's gone, you feel you're missing that. And I see your father showing me a memory as well as him still doing it, even if you may be not experiencing him. To some of you, you maybe are experiencing the presence of your father, putting his arms around you, doing those things that he's done in the natural, and then he's even though he is in spirit now, that you can experience him doing that still, the times when you need his comfort. Yeah. So some of you allow the release right now. Just sit with this experience, the sorrow, the grief. Connect if you feel like you are connecting through senses, through memories. And grief is a connection point for your father, your departed father. Thank you so much for being here. Let's we will get into the message of your Father. Thank you. I'm having a hard time transitioning. I'm feeling the weight. So your Father is one, for those of you, your Father is, that this connects to, your Father is wanting to let you know that yes, for those of you who are questioning, I am in heaven. I am in heaven. I am in a good place. It seems like to some of you who have religious background, who has images and ideas of what heaven could feel like, your Father is saying this is exactly what it is. Some of you, you've had this conversation with your Father, and your Father is saying that I am in heaven. Some of you, you have a pet who has passed on. Your Father is saying that he is with me, she is with me. To some of you who had other family who had passed on, your Father is saying, I am with them. I am reunited and joined together with them. Your Father is saying, like, we're all together here. We're all together here. We're all connected. We're all able to see you right now. We can all see you, is what your Father is saying. Your Father is saying there is grace, there is safety, there is love, there is release for the struggle of the human soul here in the earth, in the afterlife, is what I'm hearing your Father saying. Some of you, you did not have a good relationship with your Father. You had a good relationship with your grandma or with your mom. Some of you, your mom already had passed on as well. So if you're questioning, how about my mom? Where's my mom? And you're holding this resentment towards your Father is saying, I'm not here to change how you feel. I'm here however way you need me. I can support you and show you love. And your Father is saying that yes, your mom is here with me. Yes, your mom is in a good place. Yes, me and your mom are together. And we love you. Some of you, you had children and you had young kids who had actually passed on as well. Your Father is saying they are with me. They are with me. So any of you who may be feeling like you had other pets who had passed on, you had other loved ones and relatives who had passed on, and you're questioning, your Father right now is wanting to let you know that we are all in heaven. We're all in a place of love and comfort and community. We are in a good place. Some of you are in a place of you're okay where you're at, but you're so ready and you feel like you've been waiting for the next thing. So to some of you, the next thing is relationship. You're single right now and you're ready for the next relationship. Some of you are feeling unsatisfied with this current relationship. So you're weighing out the option of, is things gonna get better? Is it time to leave? And to some of you, not to bring shame, but your Father is wanting to speak on. Some of you are already in a place of, you may be transitioning to a new relationship. Like there's already a potential for something that is better that you feel like you would be happier in this new relationship, but you know you need to end it with the one that you're currently in. You see a potential on something that may be budding, like you're talking to somebody, and but you need to make a decision and let go of the one that you're in right now, or let go whichever one really you feel like you don't want to commit fully, because your father is saying that you can only commit fully if you focus on one. So you want commitment, but you can also only commit fully if you focus on one. And then to some of you, it has nothing to do with relationship, but just you're ready. You are just in a place of transition and you're waiting. Some of you are waiting for the right time. And your father is saying that you've been waiting for so long that you're on the unconscious, you're getting comfortable in this place of, it feels like a limbo. So your father is saying that it's not so much about the right time, but when you feel like you're ready. I'm having a hard time articulating, but when you feel like you're ready is when you're gonna be able to see differently about taking risks. So it seems like your father is wanting to say to take risks, like take risks, and on the other side, you're gonna realize that all along you're the one holding yourself out from experiencing the new. So take risks is what I'm hearing. Take risks. Take risks on experiencing a new beginning for you. Your father is saying that the new perspective and new perception is not going to come from here. You're actually going to see it in hindsight. So once you start walking and get on the other side is when you actually see the new perspective or have a new vision of a new beginning. Your father is wanting to speak about slowing down. I was going to say slowing down your passion, but he said no, don't put out the fire, don't put out the passion, but something about take a break or sit down or watch something. So I'm seeing the image again about the campfire. So sitting down and just watching the fire, not necessarily putting more fuel or to it to make it bigger, but just watching it, watching what you've created so far, watching what's in front of you. So this can speak on to some of you. It is relationship. It also speaks on anger. So he's saying that observe you when you are getting angry. It would be challenging. It could be difficult to actually allow your anger to be expressed as well as watching it. So it's like it could be challenging starting a fire as well as watching what you've started. But right now his invitation is to watch what is in front of you, what's happening, the anger, the passion. To some of you, he is talking about there is a connection, a relationship that is full of passion and it feels good. You're human. If the chemistry is great, but is that really sustaining you? Is it enough? Is the fire, the passion enough for you to be filled as well? Is your hunger really being fed? So it seems like he's talking about, is passion in a relationship enough to give you what you need to feel safe, to feel secure, to feel like you're cared for in the relationship? Or is this just for the moment? He's just bringing awareness and not necessarily telling you what to do. He just want you to be aware of the choices that you're making, and to make sure that you're aware in where it's leading, and to make sure that you're making a conscious choice to let it go where it's going. Okay, that one is coming up. So I have an initial L that's coming through, if some of you may need an identification. So this one seems like your father is wanting to speak. For those of you who feel like you can handle something that's too far out, because the recording of this, for those of you who would hear it right now, but it's timeless. The recording of this, we are in the fall season, but your father is wanting to speak on something in the summertime. Some of you, by the time you hear this, you're not too far in the summer. But for those of you who's going to hear this quickly, your father's wanting to speak on something in the summertime. And it seems like in the summertime, it is a time where you feel like you're coming out, you feel the most confident, and it seems like you feel fearless in the summertime, in the approaching summer. But your father is also saying to be aware that you may also experience some losses around that time. And it doesn't have to be losses in connection and people, but just be aware that how it seems like your father is saying that he's wanting to talk about how are you as it relates to grief right now? How are you when it comes to grief? Like, your father is saying that losses, even if you've had many losses in the past and you've lost me, and your father is watching you, some of you are actually healing, and you're doing well in healing from the loss of your father. Your father is saying that when you first encountered that, it was a lot. It took a lot out of you, and it took time for you to recover. So your father is saying, like, even with that, another kind of loss, it doesn't mean that you're gonna be ready for it. A loss is a loss, and disappointment is a loss. Loss of time, loss of connection, loss of resources. These are all variation and different kinds of losses. Your father is saying that one doesn't prepare you for the next, but how you respect and relate to grief is what equips you in some way, what allows you to be able to manage, move through another loss in your life. So your father is just preparing that you have a tendency, you have the ability. Your father is saying that you have a tendency, is the word I'm hearing. You have a tendency to get overwhelmed with your losses. So your father is wanting to prepare you for a potential upcoming loss around summertime. Not to consume you now about it, just to make sure that you are taking care of yourself emotionally. So summertime is going to be a beautiful time for you. He want to speak on you feeling the most confident you've ever been. You feeling like you're open, that you're willing to take on new experiences and endeavors. But your father is also saying to be aware that you're also going to experience some losses. If they don't go together, your success and your confidence in other areas of your life, but but he does speak on them happening around the same time. That you are capable, daughter, to be able to experience success and disappointment all at the same time. But just be aware that your grief can sometimes overwhelm you if you do not know how to take care of yourself when you are experiencing loss. He's saying you have the key. You have the key to healing, to what you need. It's a matter of using those keys. Some of you, you have a connection that you have a friend. Some of you have a friend, you have a relative that is about to pass on to the afterlife, and you are struggling even right now to accept that it seems like there's nothing else that can be done to prolong the lifespan, the health of this person. If some of you friends, some of you it's a relative, and you're having a hard time. You are at the tip of this transition and this separation, and you're struggling. So you are experiencing grief right now. To some of you, it feels like this is from the reading previous to this, that you're already there. Your father, on the previous reading, your father was speaking about something happening in the summertime. To some of you, you're at the tip of it. So you're having a hard time letting go. You're having a hard time accepting death. Some of you are experiencing anger. These are all different expression of grief. Some of you are bargaining, you're in denial, you're saying, something else can be done. Why is this happening? And your father is saying that, I am sorry for your loss right now. I am sorry that this is difficult for you to perceive, to experience, to understand, to wrap your mind, your head around, to allow your heart to be open, to see it simply for what it is. I'm not here to tell you to accept it. If you feel you cannot accept it right now, you are there. I am here with you. Allow yourself to feel what it is that you're feeling right now. This is one of the ways to move through the storm. It is one of the ways to become self-aware of who you are as a human being who experience these emotions. What I will invite you is to not repress your emotion. What I will invite you is to reach out to a community, to reach out to a trusted person, to use whatever resources you have to support you in times of grief. I will also warn you, though it's easy to find ways to numb the pain that you are feeling, that is not the best way to be present and to deal with this experience. But daughter, if today is the first day you're going to learn to self-soothe, allow yourself to learn that. And if it's not in this loss that you are going to learn, then allow yourself that as well. But do take care of yourself in the best way that you know how. And I am here. I am still here to comfort you as you are dealing with grief and losses in your life. Your father is wanting to talk to you about a relationship. For those of you who are in a relationship and in a marriage, to some of you, you're not married, but you are in this really long-term committed relationship, and you are experiencing the disharmony and the disconnect with this person. You feel like you're not seeing eye to eye. Some of you, this person have Leo placement in their chart. To some, it is Aquarius and Libra. So your father is wanting to say that go back to what you believe. First, be not so much about what you believe about your marriage, what you believe about this person, but your value, your individual value. What do you believe about marriage, independent of this person? And what do you value in relationship and in partnership? And what do you value about yourself? Your father is saying that when it comes to relationship, it is difficult at times to remove the emotion. And though I'm not saying to remove your emotion, I am asking you to gather facts that you need, not to support your perspective, but just gather facts so that you can make informed decision of what you need. Some of you are feeling like you are wanting divorce. To some of you, your partner is asking for divorce, and you're both of you, or some of you, somebody in the dynamic is throwing around words of hate, of resentment, of anger, of dishonoring, and it's getting to a place where you're disrespecting each other. So your father is saying that I'm not going to tell you to make something work if you really feel like it's not working. What I am asking you is to gather facts that is really important for you to making a decision that is wise, is best, not just for you, but for both of you. For both of you. And for those involved. Some of you have children. And part of the frustration and irritation is you feel like it's not working anymore, but somehow you feel like you don't want to separate and let go because of your children. So you're experiencing this feeling like you are stuck and you cannot move, but at the same time you want to break free. So your father once again is saying, like, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but I am asking you if you can gather facts before you make a decision, before you throw in the towel, or before you say you're going to keep working at this. Like, holding on isn't necessarily the best choice always for you or for your partner or for everyone. And letting go isn't always the best choice either for you, for your partner, or for everyone. So your father is saying that it is important the relationship is about emotions and relating to each other. It is when you are in a situation where you need to make a decision, it is also important to gather facts, not to support what you already are thinking and believing, but you're just gathering and allowing the information to speak to you and see how you want to make a decision based on what you've gathered. And once again, don't gather facts only to support what you already are believing. So kind of like you're gathering facts just to prove what you already are wanting to believe or believing, but gather facts, just simply allow facts to reveal to you, maybe even reveal to you what you don't even know. Reveal to you what you don't know. So your Father is saying, like, at the end of the day, this is your relationship. It's not anybody else. It is you, your partner, your ex, your husband, your wife. It is between the two of you, the two people in the dynamic. So the only words that matters, the only opinion that is worthy to speak into your relationship is the two of you. Oh. Your Father is speaking about you've done well, walking away from an experience that once held you back. Your Father is saying that you are going to experience and taste the goodness of life. That before it seems so distant and it feels like hopeless and it feels like, are you ever going to experience goodness in life? But there's a little bit of hope that you believe, and you said yes you will. You didn't say it all the time, but that little bit of hope was enough for you to believe that your life is not over. Your life, all the disappointments and pain, that's not all for your life. So your Father is saying that good job for finally walking away from your past that was holding you back at one point of your life. Some of you, it is relationship, and some of you, it is situation. In your past, you were in a situation that felt like it's overwhelming, that felt like hopeless, that felt like things weren't going to get better, that felt like you are less than. And you believe, you just live one day at a time, and you believe that things are going to turn. And you didn't bypass your humanity. You didn't say all these positive things just so you can move through it. But you had enough hope. And your Father is saying that time is turning indeed. Something about the 24th that I'm seeing and hearing here, the 24th. So something about, some of you are going to experience something on the 24th of the month. Some of you, the 24th of February. This February. I'm in my head. But something about the 24th. Some of you, it's just an identifier. Either your birthday's on the 24th, or I'm also hearing like on the second year, or it's been 2 years is what I'm hearing to some of you. So something about the 24th, significant time. And also February and Pisces season. Some of you, your birthday is in Pisces, your father's birthday is in Pisces. So just identifier on those, but something about for the upcoming experience, it seems like this turn of experiencing the sweetness and the goodness and good beauty of life will be actualized and realized around Pisces season. Some it's on the 24th of the month, and February is what I'm hearing from your father. We will complete the reading there. Thank you so much for your presence, for those of you that are here. And we thank your father for coming through, for leaving you, speaking to you, and coming through with a message for you today. Let's look at some oracle messages here for grounding also. So this is a crystal oracle, and it's the rhodonite. The oracle says, go with your heart. I love that. Go with your heart. So you can tune in your energy there if you'd like. With focus allows you to ground, but also you can receive from the crystal, the energy of the crystal. And we'll put that one there for you to meditate on. This is the Queen of the Moon Oracle. Oh, I love this. It is the Hunter Moon, and it says abundance. It's number 38. 8 plus 3 is 11. 11 is 2. Abundance. The Sacred Destiny Oracle. Action. The Wisdom Oracle. Soulmates. Number 41. The Shaman Oracle. Pachamama. Number 40. The Wild Unknown Oracle. The Animal. And I believe that's 19. 1 plus 9 is 10. And let's go ahead and pull you some tea leaf. Oh, this one's ready. Dogs getting together with friends. Gong, an exciting event. Ooh. Hat, you will be playing a different role. Wow. Let's seal this reading with love, with devotion, loyalty, and assurance. For the connection line is never broken.